But she's back in and ready to go tonight. And also number 44, Nev Corvo, the final starter for the West Ridge Academy. So we have Stepani, Wilson, Jakins, Keaton, and Corvo. Starting lineup for the Valley Buffaloes. Number 2, Whitney Spencer. Number 3, Sage Cox. Number 12, Kiana Roundy. Number 23 is Ashlyn Spencer. And number 4, Esther Cox. Esther Cox is a freshman starting for these Valley Buffaloes. Valley Buffaloes have a very young team. Only one senior on the team, and that's Kiana Roundy, number 12. But, you know, as I look at the roster on the other side, West Ridge Academy also with a young team. Lots of juniors and several freshmen and sophomore on their team. No seniors that I can see for the West Ridge Academy. So should be an interesting matchup. An overtime game for Valley last night as they lost by 2 to Monument Valley. It was 55-53. That's what brings them into today's consolation bracket. And as they get underway, it is number 12, McKenna Roundy, with the first 2 points off the baseline and a 2-point lead for Valley. Long three-pointer shot goes off the top of the backboard. A rebound comes down and is stolen away by Valley. Valley, a three-point attempt up and on the way by Esther Cox is no good. The rebound comes down to Sage Cox. She gets it out to McKenna Roundy, who drills a three-pointer. McKenna, 5 points. First 5 points of the game. And they're going to call a travel. Not sure if that's going to be called on Hope Keaton or... Well, there were 2 or 3 of the Fighting Eagles on the floor trying to move that ball around. One of them got the travel call and turns the ball back to the Buffaloes. Minute gone in the first quarter. Just inside. Rebound comes down to the Fighting Eagles. They get it ahead to Stepani. Stepani takes it end to end. Zalia Stepani, 2 points for Westridge. Cox trying to drive it in. It's taken away by Westridge. Stolen back. And a jump ball is going to be called. They attempted to steal it back. Paige Harris got her hands on it and couldn't quite rip it out of the hands of the Westridge player. Possession arrow gives it to Westridge. Westridge on the attack right at the timeline. Double teamed. She reverses. This is Stopani again, end to end. She took the inbounds pass. She got stopped at the timeline, brought it back, went to the other side of the court, drove the basket, made the layup, drew the foul. What does she not do? Zalia Stopani going to give the foul to number 21, Paige Harris. The first foul on the board for either team. The shot is no good, and Harris brings down the rebound. She gets it up to Sage Cox. Gets it over to McKenna. McKenna Roundy with a shot, no good. Long rebound comes down to Keaton. Keaton gets it ahead to Stopani. Stopani loses the dribble, falls down in a pileup. They're going to call white ball. Off of the jump ball called. Coming into play is Esther Cox for the Buffaloes. She inbounds the ball to Sage Cox. Across the timeline. Top of the key, now down onto the baseline. Esther Cox trying to drive it in. Rebound comes down. Hope Keaton ties it up, and a jump ball called. Will give the ball over to the Academy. into the hands of Stopani. Stopani averages 22.5 points per game on the year. Went out to Keaton. Keaton shot a really long three-pointer that did not hit the rim. Comes down into the hands of Esther Cox. Esther brings it down the timeline, kicks it out to McKenna Roundy. She shoots a long one, and the rebound comes down to the Academy. 5:16 left here in the first quarter. The score is 5-4 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Stopani gets it down to Wilson. Wilson gets it into Keaton, and Keaton drops it in for 2. Hope Keaton giving the lead to the Academy, 6-5 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Sage Cox drives down to the corner, turns around from the wing, drops in a little three-footer. Sage Cox. Stopani double-teamed as she tried to get it ahead. It's stolen away. This is Roundy with 2. Little 8-footer from the baseline. And we're going to have a timeout called. Looking at the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard, it is 9-6, a 3-point lead in favor of the Buffaloes. This is Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
On the construction site, time is money. The professionals at Ellingford Brothers have top quality cement ready to go whenever and wherever you need it. Make sure your timelines are met. Have everything you need delivered right to your job site. Whether it's ready-mix concrete, custom crushed sand and gravel, pit run, or road base, with 2 dedicated batch plants, you can count on Ellingford Brothers. Delivering on time for generations. 221 County Road in Evanston.
Hi there, Craig Dearden with Castle Rock Chevrolet right here in Evanston. Of course, it's about finding you that perfect vehicle, but at Castle Rock, it's about a lot more. It's using our experience to get you the best rate. We will get you the vehicle that you've always wanted. It's about knowing your vehicle is in the right hands. Throughout the buying experience here at Castle Rock Chevrolet, we're here for you. If you're ready to buy a new truck, come to Castle Rock. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Welcome back to Utah 1A basketball presented by Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. As the ball is stripped away from the Academy, and on the attack, Sage Cox takes it down the baseline and drops in a layup. 2 more points on the board for Valley. Ball into Xela Stopani. Stopani gets it ahead to Jakins. Jakins gets it down low to Brooklyn, and it's knocked away, stripped away. The ball goes into Cox's hands. She gets it down to the other Cox, Esther Cox, and Esther drops it out of bounds. Ball will go over to the Academy. First quarter action, the lead is 5 for Valley. 11-6 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. And as they inbound the play, ball comes into Hope Keaton. Hope turns around to start her dribble and is called for the travel. Turnover, Valley down low. Gets it inside, loses the handle. They whip it around in low. Back over to number 23. That is Ashlyn Spencer. She drops it in for 2. Valley trying to get it through that full court pressure, throws it out of bounds and turns it back over. Westridge trying to get it through the full court pressure, turns it back over to Valley. Here's a little 2-pointer, no good, a little bit short, and they're going to wave it off. A foul on the ground on the rebound. They're going to call it on number 44 over the back on the rebound. So Valley will have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Number 44 is Nev Koravu. Ashland to number 21. That is Paige Harris, who drops it in from the baseline. Another 2 points up for Valley. Stopani with the ball. Runs into one of her own players and ends up picking the ball up and taking an extra step, turning the ball back over to Valley. 3:05 left in first quarter, 15-6 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Valley with the ball. Whitney Spencer handling it. She gets it into Esther. Esther gets it over to Sage. Sage with the 10-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Roundy, who puts it in. McKenna Roundy with 9 points here in this first quarter. 17-6 in favor of Valley in the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Stopani has it knocked away, but picks it back up. Going to call a travel. Turn it back. Give it back to Valley. 2:35 left, first quarter action. I haven't kept track of the turnovers, but they are substantial for Westridge Academy. One out of every 4 times they have possession, they don't turn it over. Couple of shots there by Valley, no good. Rebound comes down to Keaton. Keaton gets it ahead to Stopani. Loses control, but kicks it back inbounds to number 43. That's Deering. And as they try and work it into the basket, it's stolen away again by Valley. This is Sage Cox for 3. And it's good. Fighting for the ball back and forth. Keaton trying to dribble it in. Picked up by number 31, Jenkins. A long three-pointer, no good. Put back, no good. Rebound comes down to Harris. She brings it across the timeline, then kicks it out to Cox to set up the play. She gets it over to Roundy. The three-pointer, no good. Cox with the rebound, no good. Rebound comes down to Keaton. And as she tries to throw it out into the forecourt, it's taken away and goes back to Valley. From the corner, this is Spencer, Whitney Spencer with 2 points. 22-6 with a minute left on the first quarter scoreboard. Double team trying to find it, missed the 5-second count. Going to be a 30-second timeout called by Coach Cox by Coach Thornton by Westridge Academy. We're going to keep it right here. I'm going to let you know that today's webcast is also being brought to you by the town of Garden City. Beautiful Bear Lake, a great place to visit all year round. You can log on to bearlake.org today and plan your vacation. That's bearlake.org. Also brought to you by the Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. For outdoor adventure, foodie treks, amazing music, theater, Utah State athletics. You can find your fun in Logan, Utah by visiting explorerlogan.com. explorerlogan.com. Coming back to this presentation, this Ellingford Brothers and Evanston presentation of Utah 1A basketball. Coming up at halftime, the Southern Utah University halftime highlights. You want highlights of the whole entire tournament, you can log onto your Facebook page and go to Utah High School Sportscasts. All kinds of highlights available for you right there. As the Academy has control of the ball. Stopani getting it across to the far side of the court to Jenkins. Jenkins is, well, she falls down. They're going to call her with a travel. Turn the ball back over. 34 seconds left. First quarter action. 22-6 in favor of Valley on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Knocked out of bounds, trying to go into the paint, and Ashlyn Spencer can't handle the pass. She knocks it out of bounds, goes over to Valley. This is Keaton. Keaton driving coast to coast. Loses the handle on the ball, picks it back up, and rolls over and travels. Another turnover 20 seconds left, first quarter action. Spencer across the timeline. Kicks it out to Ashlyn Spencer. She gets it back to Whitney Spencer, and Whitney drops it in for two. And that's the end of the first quarter. The score on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard is the Valley Buffaloes 24, the West Ridge Academy Fighting Eagles 6. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
The Alton Coal Development is located in Alton, Utah. The development employs 32 people at the extraction site and another 30 are employed driving trucks. Alton Coal reclaims the land by restoring habitat for sage grouse and cattle. Alton Coal.
I didn't think it was possible to add one more thing to my already busy schedule. Then I realized that earning my degree will not only help me, but my family too.
Back to action as we start the second quarter here. Game number 2 of 8 games coming your way from Richfield High School. This is the first round of the Consolation games in the 1A state basketball playoffs for the state of Utah. First game of the day had Milford had Monticello knocking off Whitehorse. We're into the second game where it's 24-6, and Valley Buffaloes have control of this one as they came across the timeline. Whitney Spencer gets it over to Roundy, who launches a three-point attempt. No good. The Keaton comes down with the rebound for the Academy. Gets it across the timeline, picks up her dribble, tries to get it to Caraveau, but no, it's stolen away. Taken back, layup no good. Rebound comes down to Paige Harris. She tries a bounce pass down low, and her teammate Spencer was not expecting it. Goes out of bounds. The ball goes to the Academy. Still full court pressure being applied by Valley. They have a 24-6 lead. There's Stepani end to end and misses the layup. Rebound comes down to Valley. Ahead to Cox. Layup no good. And out of bounds. Ball will go over to the Academy. Full court pressure continues to be applied, even though the lead is, 18? 18-point lead, and they're still running that full court pressure. 6:54 left in the half. And the steal taken away again. Try to get it down in low. The pass goes in, and Ashlyn Spencer eventually controls it, puts it back, and drops in 2 points. Again, Keaton with the ball, double teamed on the base or on the sideline, throws it away, trying to get it up court. This is Sage Cox, a little 10-footer, no good. Ball brought down by Paige Harris. She puts it back. 2 more points, 28-6. Now they pull that full court pressure back a little bit. Stopani gets the ball, starts her drive at half court. As she goes in, he misses it. Trying to figure out Stopani. They say it's going to go off of one of the Valley players. Looked like it went off of Spencer, Ashlyn Spencer. So Stepani will inbounds the ball under the own basket for the Academy. Weaving back and forth roundabout. Goes into Deering, and Deering is immediately tied up. The possession arrow will send the ball over to Valley. This is Whitney Spencer across the timeline. Down to Esther Cox. Goes cross court to Spencer. Whitney puts it up after bouncing around. It goes down. 2 more points for the Valley Buffaloes. 30-6 with 5:35 left in the half. Stopani bringing it across the timeline. Gets double teamed on the sideline. Looking to throw it somewhere, and she steps on the sideline. Can't get out of that double team. That sideline kind of made it a triple team, and the turnover goes back to Valley. Turnover's the name of this game. That and the full court pressure that's been applied by Valley throughout the game. That goes down for Whitney Spencer. 2 more points up on the board for the Valley Buffaloes. Again, Stopani handling the ball. Rocking off of a pick that is set. Tries to get it down low into the passing lane. Comes the hands of Ashlyn Spencer. She knocks it out of bounds. And underneath their own basket, the Academy will take the ball out of bounds. This is Deering. Gets it down low to Brooke Wilson, and the attempt no good. Ashlyn Spencer gets the rebound, hands it to Whitney Spencer, who brings it across the timeline. Gets it down low to Roundy from the corner. 2-point attempt no good, and taken away from Stepani, and the putback is good by Whitney Spencer. Turnovers. Another turnover goes to Valley. Ball back to Valley. They get it all the way down court. That is Esther Cox with 2 points. Another turnover. And Whitney Spencer drops it in after a beautiful assist from Ashlyn Spencer. And we have a timeout being called. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take one, too. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com today.
Welcome back to this Bear Lake Realty presentation of Utah 1A basketball. During the timeout, Hope Keaton checks back in for the Academy. So it's going to be Brooklyn Smith, number 24. Number 43 will be Deering. Told you about Keaton. Number 30, Fontes. No, excuse me, that is Wilson. And number 25, Stopani. That is the lineup for the Academy on the floor right now as they have another turnover. Man, when things go right, they go right. When things go wrong, they go wrong. And it's been going wrong for the Academy in this first half of the game with 3 minutes left in the first half. It's 38-6. That shot no good. Ball comes down. And it looks like Deering gets her hands on it, but is immediately tied up by Esther Cox. And the possession arrow will give it back to the Academy. Well, they backed off on their full court pressure with a 21-point lead. No, that's a 32-point lead. Trying to figure out something, trying to get it inside that defense, and as they drive, they're going to draw a foul. Foul is going against number 12. So is that Roundy? Yep. McKenna Roundy called for the foul on the floor, non-shooting foul. Launches a 25 from Stopani. It misses, and the rebound comes down to Whitney Spencer. 2:14 left in the half. Three-point on the way, no good. Long rebound comes out. It rolls off the foot of Kinley Spencer. She runs it down, picks it up. And who made that basket? 14. Okay, Sierra Saul with 2 points. See who they call this one on. White 14, that is Sierra Saul. She draws the foul. Out of bounds, goes to the Academy. They go in immediately, a three-pointer on the way. Stopani nailing three-pointer. That is the first 3 points of the second quarter. In fact, the first 3 points in probably the last 10 minutes of play for the Academy, as they've just had nothing but turnovers. Down low. And as the Academy tries to take it away, it goes off the foot of Keaton out of bounds, and Valley maintains possession. Inbounds under the basket. Shot by Esther Cox, no good, and as she runs down the rebound, it's out of bounds. The Academy will take possession. 40-9 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. It's a 31-point lead for Valley with just under a minute to go here in the half. They walk it across the timeline. Whip it over to Wilson. Wilson tries to get it in, but it is knocked and kicked and will go out of bounds to the Academy on the kicked ball. Stepani again for a three, this time from the top of the key. No good. Rebound run down by Esther Cox. Stolen away by Stopani, and it goes out of bounds. Back and forth the ball goes. Down low to Cox. Back out to number 13, Jacobs, and this is a two-pointer just inside the three-point line by Kinley Spencer. And they're going to call the foul on Esther Cox. Fourth team foul on Valley. Just one team foul on the Academy. 10 seconds left in the half. They walk it across the timeline. Again to Brooke Wilson, back out to Stopani, who drives into the paint. Hanging 10-footer, no good. The rebound comes down at the buzzer. So at halftime, here in the Richfield High School Gymnasium, the consolation bracket of the Utah 1A basketball tournament, it is 40-9, a 31-point lead in favor of the Valley Buffaloes. on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. This is Utah 1A basketball on KSL. We'll be back with the Southern Utah University halftime coming up in just a moment.
Bryce Canyon Half Marathon, 13.1 miles of fast and unforgettable running on scenic Byway 12. From Bryce Canyon City descending to Cannonville through the majestic Bryce Canyon National Park. Race runs on the second Saturday in July. Start training today.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. Here are the Valley Buffalo Cheerleaders, halftime entertainment. Trying to figure out the music. They're down there at the scorer's table working off of a cell phone. Valley Buffalo Cheerleaders at halftime. So part of the Southern Utah University halftime here on mylocalradio.com and KSL. I'm going to take a couple of more minutes, add up some more numbers, and we're going to come back again. We've got some numbers for you, look at the first half action, and we have some highlights coming your way from Southern Utah University. We'll do that in, let's say, 2.5 minutes. So you stay with us. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Comfort Inn in Richfield offers guests cozy accommodations and friendly service. Amenities include free Wi-Fi, free hot breakfast, indoor pool and hot tub. If you're looking for a getaway, or if you're here at the Comfort Inn for work, we've got you covered.
Frosty's Cleaning and Sales wants to wish Region 20 success. Frosty's has the most up-to-date equipment and utilizes an enzyme extraction combined with hot water for both carpets and tile. Frosty's also offers custom welding and fabrication. Call Shane or Judy today.
On the weekends, our weeks never end. We'll be devoted to you all day. And we'll keep working for you all night until the job is done.
When you're in need of meat processing, think of the Glendale Country Store. Kyle and Rachel Spencer, from beef to wild game, they do it all. Summer sausage and their famous barbecue jerky. Wishing the Buffaloes success.
At Jensen Wood Motor, it's our goal to make sure every customer is a repeat customer. The way we do that, our customers are our friends.
It's our job to help you find what you're looking for at the best possible price. It's always good to know that your salesman is working for you.
We understand that life happens. Sometimes credit isn't perfect. We work hard to find financing options that work best for you.
Stop by today and let's see what we can do for you. Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho.
Lamb Excavating wishes the Valley Buffaloes the best in the postseason. Lamb Excavation can help you with all your excavation needs. Give Darwin a call, 435-691-2782. He digs it.
And we welcome you back to Utah 1A basketball being presented by Bear Lake Realty and Ellingford Brothers out of Evanston, Wyoming. It is halftime. The Southern Utah University halftime feature coming your way as we look back at first half and see how things turned out. As the first half got underway, it was full court pressure from Valley that really put the thumbtack to the Westridge Academy Fighting Eagles as I didn't keep track of turnovers. I don't think I could have. I don't know if I can count that high. That's how many turnovers happened in that first half for the West Ridge Academy. It was just turnover after turnover after turnover, and that led to the 31-point lead. About 2 minutes into the second quarter, they backed off on their full court pressure, and it looked like the Academy was able to get a little bit going on, but they still had struggling on that half-court offense, trying to get inside the zone defense of the Buffalo. As the scoring ended up, Whitney Spencer for the Buffaloes was the leading scorer with 12 points. I have Sage Cox in the first quarter with 7. I have Esther Cox with 2 in the half. McKenna Roundy had 9 points. They all came in the first quarter. Sierra Saul, she had 2 points in the second quarter. 4 points up on the scoreboard for Paige Harris, and Ashlyn Spencer put 4 points up on the scoreboard, and that gives 40 points to the Valley Buffaloes. On the other side of the court, the Westridge Academy Fighting Eagles, it is Zayla Stopani, the starting point guard and ball handler for the Fighting Eagles, who had the most points. She put 7 up, including a three-pointer from down in the corner in the second quarter to break the scoring drought. The Fighting Eagles had gone from about 4 minutes in the first quarter to about a minute and a half left in the second quarter without any scoring whatsoever, but that three-pointer lifted Stopani's total to 7 points in the half. Hope Keaton put in 2 in the first quarter, and that's the 9 points that were scored by the Fighting Eagles. So 40-9 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti Group scoreboard here at halftime as you're watching the Valley Buffaloes play the Westridge Academy. In the game right before this, another girls game in Consolation, we saw Monticello beat Whitehorse. That was a game that went down to 56-38. Was the final score there. That knocks Whitehorse out of this competition, the state tournament, and advances Monticello. Monticello will be playing the winner of this game. Loser of this game will go out of the tournament. Monticello will play the winner of this game at 11:30 tomorrow morning right here in this gymnasium. So that's what's up for grabs. This is a loser out game between Westridge and Valley here in this State 1A basketball tournament. This live stream is being brought to you in part by the city of Evanston, Evanston Travel and Tourism. They don't want you to miss their world-class Celtic Festival. It's coming to Evanston on March 23rd and 24th. You want to find out more? Always fun when there's Celtic music involved. Visit EvanstonCelticFestival.com. That's Evanston, EVANSTON, EvanstonCelticFestival.com. Do it today. Book your rooms and plan on spending the weekend March 23rd and 24th in Evanston, Wyoming. Well, that'll wrap up what's going on with our SUU halftime report. If you would like to find a great place to go to school post-secondary, you need to visit www.suu.edu and find out more about Southern Utah University. If you'd like to see highlights like the ones you saw during that halftime report, those and more from the complete entire tournament, literally hundreds of highlights, are being posted up as they happen on Facebook. You can log on to Facebook at Utah High School Sportscasts. That's SPORTSCASTS. Don't forget the S's at the end. Utah High School Sportscast on Facebook. You'll see all kinds of highlights posted up as we get them here in this 1A tournament. Here we go with third quarter action underway. 31-point lead for the Valley Buffaloes. Valley has the ball to start the second half, and we're underway here at Richfield High School. I'm Val Cook, our producer Dalton Anderson, producing our game for us today. And knocked out by Keaton. Out of bounds goes, or stays with Valley. Keaton gets in the passing lane, gets a hand on it. Valley on the attack. This is Cox. Misses a little one-footer. Does not fall. Keaton comes down with the rebound. Picks up her dribble and gets it across the timeline in 5. And coming from behind as Esther Cox steals it away from Koravu. Shot no good, put back good. Sage Cox comes away with 2 to start the scoring in the second half. 42-9 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. And the ball is kicked. They're going to give the ball to the Academy. Ashlyn Spencer trying to take the ball away, ends up kicking it. Referee on the baseline saw it, stopped the play and gave it back to the Academy. Jenkins trying to get it back to Stepani. Stepani recovers the ball. Over to Jenkins. Jenkins for a 3. It's an air ball out of bounds. And the turnover goes to the Buffaloes. So we have our starting lineups on the floor. This is Whitney Spencer bringing the ball down. Also Sage Cox, Esther Cox. Three-pointer up by Whitney, no good. Ball rebounded and taken away by Stepani. Stepani gets it over to Jenkins, back to Stepani, to Wilson. Wilson for 3, off the backboard, no good. Rebound comes down to Cox, who brings it across the timeline. Kicks it back out. This is Sage, down into the corner. That's Roundy. Roundy misses the shot, and the rebound comes down to Koravu. Koravu gets it out to Keaton. And they're going to call a foul on Sage Cox. It will be Academy ball out of bounds. The first foul, first team foul of this half, going to Sage Cox for Valley. Stepani trying to get it around, loses the handle on it. It's picked up. They're going to call traveling. Or maybe, no, not traveling. She just slid out of bounds. It wasn't a traveling call. The momentum made her slide across the floor. That is not traveling. But when she quit her slide, she was out of bounds, and that turned the ball over. Keaton takes the ball away, then almost loses the dribble. She gets it back. She finds Jenkins across. She shoots a 3, and on the rebound, they're going to say a 2-shot foul is going to send Stepani to the line. Misses the first. 5:21 left, third quarter action. 42-9 in favor of the Valley Buffaloes. Stopani's second, no good. Keaton dives for the ball, gets it inbounds, but it's taken by the Valley Buffaloes, and they're on the attack. Paige Harris brings it up. She gets it down low to number 23, Ashlyn Spencer, who puts in the layup. Ashlyn Spencer. Stopani across the timeline, dribbles between three defenders, loses the handle. Chasing it down, wrestling on the floor, and it's picked up by Whitney Spencer, who gets it forward to Ashlyn Spencer, who puts in another layup. 4 quick points for Ashlyn Spencer. Stopani is telling her players to come back to her so she can get the ball to them. They end up losing the ball. Taken away as Whitney Spencer jumped into the passing line, drove into the basket, and draws the foul. Going to put Whitney Spencer at the line. Foul is going to be called against Stopani. And Whitney's first one is good. Couple of substitutions coming in for the Buffaloes. Savannah Wood, number 15. And the second one is good for Whitney. Also have Sierra Saul in for, she was the second substitution during that free throw. Stopani dribbling the ball, goes around some defenders, then shoots a little 12-footer, no good. Rebound comes back out. This is Jakins. Jakins, three-pointer is off. Rebound comes down to the Academy, and it's kicked out of bounds by Whitney Spencer. Yellow ball. It's going to be the Academy. 3:57 left in third quarter. It's 48-9 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Stopani, top of the key. This is Jakins, and she throws it cross court, throws it right directly to the other team, Savannah Wood. Savannah drives down, takes it into the basket. Knocked out of bounds by the Academy. Some substitutions coming in. This webcast is also brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com today. Start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Ball comes in. This is Wood driving in, a little 2-footer off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Esther Cox. She puts it back, and 2 more points on the board for Valley. Stopani slows the ball down, walks it across the timeline. No full court pressure whatsoever anymore by Valley. That's what gave them this gigantic lead in the first half, was full court pressure. Relentless full court pressure, causing turnover after turnover after turnover until they build a 31-point lead. Now they have a 41-point lead. That shot no good, and the rebound comes down to Spencer. She gets it ahead to Wood. Wood cross court, tries to get it down low to Saul, and the ball is knocked away and out of bounds by Wilson. It's going to be Valley ball, out of bounds under their own basket. Inbound stolen away by Stopani. Stopani dribbling into the paint, loses the dribble, and rolling around on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Academy. So Westridge have the inbounds pass underneath their own basket. We have Kinley Spencer coming in. Substitution for Valley. Kinley is a sophomore. Ball comes in. This is Stopani with a 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound comes down to Corvo. Put back no good. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say off of the Fighting Eagles. Buffaloes will take possession. Coming up next, some boys basketball action here in this gymnasium, as it will be Wayne going up against the Rich Rebels. Rich went down to defeat, a stunning defeat. First time in 10 years they haven't been in the semifinals after the loss last night. But it should be a good game against Wayne, a great matchup. That's the game after this one right here in this gymnasium. We're going to put Ryan Steinekert on the microphone. He is the voice of the Rich High Rebels, fighting to get possession of the ball. It rolls out of bounds off the foot of one of the Academy girls. Ball is going to come into Valley. Three-point attempt. In and up and no good. The rebound comes down and is put up. That is number 13, Haley Jacobs, with 2 points in off the bench. Nice little assist off the rebound. She hits the 10-pointer and gives her 2 points and another 2 points to Valley Buffaloes. Now it's the Academy trying to get it down low. And Deering couldn't handle the pass coming in low. It went between her legs. They go down, and jump ball is called. The possession arrow gives it to Valley. Minute 49 left in third quarter action, 52-9 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. We're in the consolation bracket, second game of the day. We have 8 coming your way here in this broadcast. We'll go over to the boys for 2 games in the consolation bracket right after this one. Standing there with her arms around it, number 42 was Lilia Hansen, and nobody was attacking her, so she just stood there. Finally, they wrapped the ball up. The jump ball was called. Possession arrow gives it to the Academy. Stepani across the timeline, gets it to Deering at top of the key. Deering trying to kick it out to Jakins, and it's taken away. Driving into the paint, the layup no good. Rebound comes down to Stepani. Stepani taking it end to end. She's going to pick up the layup and a foul. See if she can pick up a 3-point play off that rebound turnover. Less than a minute left in third quarter action. It's 52-11 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. With Stepani at the free throw line. And that's no good. Rebound is going to come down to Esther Cox. She gets wrapped up by Keaton. They're going to give the ball to Valley. Across the timeline is Kinley Spencer. She gets it down in the corner. 3-point attempt up and good for Hallie Jacobs. Her 5th point of the game, including that 3-pointer. 34 seconds left in third quarter. 3-pointer on the way from Wilson. No good. Rebound comes down to Valley. They are on the attack. Cross court, driving in off the baseline is Spencer. Keaton drives in, knocks the ball away. Stepani picks it up and goes end to end for another 2 points for Zayla Stepani. And at the buzzer, the shot no good, and air ball comes down. So at the end of 3, we look up to the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. We see the Valley Buffaloes 55, the Westridge Academy Fighting Eagles 13. This is Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
You have goals. Subway has a fresh fit menu. With 2 servings of veggies and 24 grams of whole grains, Subway has 8 6-inch subs with 400 calories or less, like the rotisserie-style chicken or oven-roasted turkey breast. Choose from 8 great options that are better for you and delicious. Go you! Try the fresh fit menu, only at Subway.
This ad brought to you by Mount Carmel Subway in Orderville, Utah.
The Orderville Town Council wishes the Valley Buffaloes the best of luck. Come and enjoy hiking, ATVing, horseback riding, camping, and hunting. Orderville, home of the Valley Buffaloes and the heart of Kane County.
Souptown Cafe on Main Street in Orderville, Utah offers the finest home-cooked meals on the road between Zion and Bryce Canyon National Parks. Souptown Cafe want to wish the Valley Buffaloes success in the postseason tournaments.
Welcome back to Utah 1A basketball presented by Ellingford Brothers of Evanston. Second game of the Consolation bracket this morning, or I guess it's this afternoon now, here at the Richfield High School. As the Academy starts the fourth quarter with the first possession, Stopani driving in, a little 8-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Keaton. Keaton tries to go up. They're going to say on the floor she was fouled. Going to give the foul to Savannah Wood. No, excuse me, to Jacobs. And give the ball back to the Academy on the inbounds. Wood steals the ball. And as she tries to get it up court, it's stolen back by Wilson. Then they steal it again, and they race down the court trying a fast break, but Keaton gets there, and she goes to the floor, getting up slowly. She's been on the floor 3 or 4 times today. Last night she got hit and had the wind knocked out of her. She had to sit out of the game for about 5 minutes. They wondered if she had a nice little 2-pointer. Up and good by Kinley Spencer. But anyway, she had to sit out about 5 minutes. They were talking to her, wondering if she had a concussion. When it came all around, she had just knocked the wind out of her and bruised her ribs. She had ice on her ribs for a good portion of the game, but she did come in and play again after that injury. So here she is on the court again today. Turnover goes back to Valley, 57-13. Valley has the lead on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. 7:02 left in the game. Up next, the Wayne Badgers and the Rich Rebels in the boys' side of the Consolation bracket. Whitney Spencer handling the ball. Down from the baseline, a little 2-pointer up by Kinley Spencer. Another 2 points. She gets 4 quick ones. 59-13. Stopani launches a long 3 from top of the key. Daring comes down with the rebound. She is tied up by Saul. They're going to say jump ball. They're going to give possession to the Academy. Get it inbounds. Keating gets it down to the corner to Stopani. Stopani for 3, no good. Rebound comes out to Spencer. Spencer handling the ball, comes across the timeline. 6 minutes left in this game. Spencer, a little 4-footer from the baseline, no good. Rebound comes down to Wilson. Wilson gets it to Stopani. Stopani has the ball and will slow it down, walk it across the timeline. Keaton, no good. Rebound comes down to Spencer. And they're going to call a timeout. Valley Buffalo's Dustin Cox, the coach, wants a full timeout. So we'll look at the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard, 59-13 in favor of the Valley Buffaloes. This is 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Thunderbird Resort, Golf, and Restaurant at the junction of Highways 9 and 89 in the middle of Bryce and Zion National Parks. Stay and relax with us on the golf course and finish the day with a slice of fresh, hot, homemade pie.
Derek and Gabe Brinkerhoff with T Lazy 7 Ranch Cabins want to wish the Buffaloes success. Our newly built cozy cabins are conveniently located between Zion and Bryce National Parks. Book your stay on Airbnb.com.
And we welcome you back to Utah 1A basketball presented by Bear Lake Realty. For real estate at Bear Lake, work with the best. Go to bearlakerealty.com. Buffaloes with the ball, working it down low. This is a little two-pinner up by Spencer. No good. It was long. Rebound goes out of bounds, and the Academy will take possession. 5:20 left in this game. Lead is 46 points. This is Keaton launching a three off the glass. Rebound comes down to Spencer. She gets it ahead to Wood. Back to Spencer, driving into the paint. And it's partially blocked by Deering. But it comes out to number 13, that is Jacobs. Haley Jacobs hits the two-pointer for Valley. Stopani to Keaton, down low to Corriveau, and stolen away. Valley headed down the court. Sierra Saul handling the ball, kicks it over to Jacobs, who gets it to Roundy. Roundy to Spencer, back out to Roundy. From the corner, Spencer, no good. Keaton with the rebound for the Academy. She gets it up to Stopani. Stopani is driving into the paint. Layup no good. Rebound comes down to Corriveau, and she hands it to Stopani. And as they go down fighting, goes out of bounds in the hands of Corriveau. The ball will go back to Valley. Live streaming of this broadcast brought to you in part by the town of Garden City, where families play. Go to bearlake.org today. Plan your next family vacation. That's bearlake.org. A little 8-footer put up by Sierra Saul. Sierra gets her second two-pointer of the game, 4 points in the game. 3.5 minutes left in this game. From the corner, three-pointer on the way is long. Keaton with the rebound, immediately taken away by Valley. This is a little 12-footer put up and down by Kenley Spencer. That's her 6th point in the game. And the lead is 52. Valley Buffaloes 65. Westridge Academy Fighting Eagles 13. A 52-point lead with 2:47 left here in this game. That's according to the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Three-pointer launched on the way and missed. Jacobs missed the three-pointer. Stopani comes down with the rebound. She goes coast to coast, off the glass and in. 2 more points for Zayla Stopani. 13 points, 13 of the 15 points for Stopani. And they're going to call a foul. This is going to go against Brooke Wilson, I think. No, wait a minute. I'm going to wait for it to go up on the board. Number 41. This is going against Hope Keaton. Glad I waited before I marked that. It is the 15th foul on Valley, a non-shooting foul. Or excuse me, it's the second team foul on the Academy, a non-shooting foul. Academy brings down the rebound. Long three-pointer off the front of the rim. The rebound comes down to Spencer, almost taken away. And as she tries to get it up the court to Paige Harris. Going to call another foul. Another one against Hope Keaton. Her second one. Paige Harris brings it across the timeline. Kicks it out to the corner. Jacobs all the way across court, then down into the paint. Sarah Saul kicks it back out to Spencer. Spencer just inside the 3-point arc. No good. The rebound comes down to Paige Harris, and she passes it out of bounds. Ball will go back to the Academy with 1:22 left in the game. A 50-point lead, 65-15 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard. Three-pointer on the way, Stopani. Another 3 points. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes down to the Academy. They get it ahead to Stopani. She's driving again into the paint. And the layup is good. 18 points on the game. They're going to call a timeout. Remains to be seen. It's a 30-second timeout. So on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard, the lead is 65-20 in favor of Valley Buffaloes. 46 seconds left in this game. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL on mylocalradio.com.
Behind the scenes. Out of the spotlight. Empowering the dreams of others. We applaud that. Zions Bank. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business.
Welcome back to the Utah 1A basketball presentation by Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, Wyoming. For all of your construction needs, think of Ellingford Brothers. Yes, they do work in Utah, too. This is the Valley Buffaloes against the Westridge Academy Fighting Eagles. The Buffaloes in control the entire way. Eagles trying to bring the ball down. It is just stripped away and taken away by Esther Cox. Kicked back out for a 2-point attempt. No good. Cox saving the rebound, saves it into the Academy, and Stopani again driving. 16 seconds left in this game. Of course, the Ruby Inn post-game show coming your way as soon as this is over. Up next, the Wayne Badgers against the Rich County Rebels boys game in the consolation bracket of this tournament. Ryan Steinekert will be on the mic bringing you all of that information, and that's it. It's a final 65-20 on the Rocky Mountain Yeti scoreboard We'll be back in a moment with that Ruby's Inn post-game report. This is Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
SEC's dedicated team won't drop the ball. We're committed to providing with the fastest, most reliable network available. Call us today and get connected, or visit us online at socen.com.
Local decisions, better results with State Bank of Southern Utah. Visit us online at sbsu.com or stop by any one of our local offices. Member FDIC.
People hear words like server or cloud storage and are usually confused. I hear those words and think solutions. It didn't start that way. When I enrolled at Southern Utah University, it wasn't clear to me where I'd end up. The professors at SUU took the time to get to know me and help steer my natural people skills and leadership talents into a successful business career. Now I'm a leader in the business of global connectivity, thanks to the guidance I received from Southern Utah University.
When it comes to quality, Ellingford Brothers in Evanston always delivers year-round. Whether you are looking for cement, gravel, road base, cement watering troughs, culverts, sand, steel fabrication services, steel products, accessories for your vehicles, trailer hitches, or snow removal for your company or organization, Ellingford Brothers is the name to remember. Quality services at fair prices. 3 things you'll always find at Ellingford Brothers. Call us today at 307-789-1515.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Ruby's Inn General Store has the area's widest selection of Indian arts and crafts, curios, and groceries. Located 1 mile from the entrance to Bryce Canyon National Park, Ruby's General Store has what you need.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back to this Utah 1A basketball presentation of Ellingford Brothers of Wyoming, of Evanston, Wyoming, and also of Bear Lake Realty. They're teaming up to bring you these broadcasts here on KSL and mylocalradio.com. We do appreciate it. And as we look back at what happened in this last game, it was dominated by Valley Buffaloes. This is the Ruby's Inn post-game report. And we look at the scores. It was 65-20 to end the game, a 45-point victory in favor of the Valley Buffaloes, and they were able to put it together by putting on full court pressure from the start. From the very, very start, it was full court pressure called by Dustin Cox, the Buffaloes coach, and they held that full court pressure for about a quarter and a half to start the game, and they just caused turnover after turnover after turnover. It was just, you want to see how vital turnovers are to a game. Tune in to the archives of this game and watch the first half of this game. I mean, not turning the ball over is as vital.
The Mitchells support Wayne High Badgers and their own number 20, Mallory Mitchell. Call 80 Mitchell today for all your Sensi needs. 801-589-4481.
Spencer was the leading scorer for the Valley Buffaloes. She put in 4, but there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of the 10 people on the roster for Valley Buffaloes that got on the scoring board today. Savannah Wood, while she had some playing time, got a couple of rebounds, had a couple of great assists, never got on the board, but all 10 of the people, all 10 of the players on the Valley Buffaloes roster got on the scoring board today. On the other side of the court, the West Ridge Academy Fighting Eagles now out of this tournament, but Zayla Stopani came out with 18 points. She normally averages about 22, 23 points a game. She only had 18 today. The only other scorer on the board for the Fighting Eagles was Hope Keaton, and she came away with 2 points to add up to the 20 points that was on the board for West Ridge Academy. And that's the way it all wrapped up. It was one-sided. It was defense in the first, quarter and a half that made it all happen, and all of those turnovers come off of that defense who put that away. Dalton Anderson has been the producer of this game. In fact, the last 2 games, the first 2 games today. We appreciate that. Dalton is the one that is taking the highlights out of each game from the camera. And as he does that, he posts them up on Facebook. You can log on to Facebook at Utah High School Sportscasts, and you'll be able to see those highlights, not only the highlights of this, but also of the tournament that's going on in the Sevier Valley Center. That's the championship side of the bracket here in this 1A state basketball tournament. So that's what's going on. We're going to wrap this up. Coming up, we have the Rich High boys against the Wayne Badgers in the boys side of the Consolation bracket. Ryan Steinekert should be here. He'll take over the play of that and be ready to go. So look forward to that broadcast. It should be a fun one. That's the Ruby Inn postgame report. You're listening to Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
The Mitchells support Wayne High Badgers and their own number 20, Mallory Mitchell. Call 80 Mitchell today for all your Sensi needs. 801-589-4481.
Hi there, Craig Dearden with Castle Rock Chevrolet right here in Evanston. Of course, it's about finding you that perfect vehicle, but at Castle Rock, it's about a lot more. It's using our experience to get you